Hi everyone, this is our last lesson for Year 7 Algebra. In this lesson we're going to learn all about grouping symbols. Let's have a look at what we've learnt so far. In our first lesson we looked at variables, constants and pronumerals. In the second lesson we learnt how to multiply and divide algebraic expressions. In our third lesson we learnt about like terms and how to add and subtract like terms. And last lesson we learnt all about substitution. So grouping symbols are used to group terms together. And there are different notations that we can use. So these two are both called brackets, curly brackets and square brackets. And these ones here, which are the most common ones we use in maths, are called parentheses. So let's look at some examples of brackets. We'd be used to this sort of one where we've got 4 and then in brackets 3 plus 2, and there's a multiplication sign in between the 4 and the bracket. We know from order of operations that we do inside the brackets first. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So this is equal to 4 lots of 5, which is 20. But what about all of these? What do these mean? Well, before I answer that question, we can also have invisible grouping symbols, and they will happen with divide. In particular, they happen with fraction notation. So this one here, x plus 3, all divided by 2, actually means this. And if we want to write it with the divide sign, we'd write it like this. Okay, so because we've got this long divide sign here, we don't have to put those brackets in. So they're there in spirit, but we haven't written them. What about this one? Can you see the invisible brackets here? So this is the same as this, which is the same as this. So whenever I use this divide sign here, I've got to put the brackets back in. So let's look at this 4 outside of m plus 3 in brackets. It means 4 lots of m plus 3. If we return to our concrete materials, it's this. So remember, this is the m and this is 3 individual chocolates. So I've got 1 lot of m plus 3 and 2 lots of m plus 3, 3 lots of m plus 3, 4 lots of m plus 3. How's it different to 4m plus 3 without the brackets? Would you agree that this is 4m plus 3? 4 packets of M&Ms plus 3 little individual M&Ms. So what do the brackets do? They collect terms together so that they all can be operated on by whatever is out the front. Okay, so everything in the brackets has to be multiplied by 4 in this case. So what do we have all together? Well, we've got m plus 3 plus m plus 3 plus m plus 3 plus m plus 3, which is 4m plus 12. So a quick way of working this out is to use the distributive law. And you learnt this earlier in Year 7 with numbers. So here it is here. If we want to work out 5 lots of 99, a quick way to do it is to do 5 lots of, and turn the 99 into 100, take away 1. The distributive law then says that that's equal to 5 lots of 100, take away 5 lots of 1, which is 495. One way to remember this is to use the claw. Can you see the claw here? So I'm doing 5 lots of 100, take away 5 lots of 1. So let's apply this to algebra. When we remove the brackets, it's called expanding the brackets. So 4 outside of x plus 3, here's our claw. It's going to be 4 times x, because remember there's a times sign in between the 4 and the bracket, plus 4 times 3. Now we don't want to leave it like that, okay, because we know how to simplify algebraic expressions, and we certainly know how to do 4 times 3. This is 4x, and then this is 12. And so there it is. Remember, that's what we got. Let's do another one. 2 outside of brackets, m minus 3. Here's the claw. 2 times m minus 2 times 3. Let's tidy it up. This is 2m, take away 6. Okay, now we're going to try and do it without the claw. So this is 2 times x, take away 2 times 6. Now let's tidy it up. 2 times x is 2x, take away 2 times 6 is 12. How about this one? It's a little bit weirder, isn't it? Because it's got a pronumeral at the front. It's still going to be the same thing though. M times N plus M times R. And all we have to do there is take out the times sign and make sure they're in alphabetical order. So that's nice and easy actually. How about this one? X, and then in brackets x minus 5. So it's going to be x times x. Take away x times 5. How do we write x times x? As x squared. And how do we write x times 5? As 5x. Here's another one. 2m outside of n minus 6. So let's expand it. 2m times n, take away 2m times 6. Okay, I only have to take out the times sign here, but what about here? 2 times 6 is 12. So I'm going to get 2mn, take away 12m. This one, 3ab outside of a plus 1. So it's 3ab times a plus 3ab times 1. Tidying it up, what do you think about this one here? This a times a is going to be a squared. So this is 3a squared b plus, this is one lot of 3ab, so that's just 3ab. Okay, have a look at that one and make sure that makes sense to you. And our last one, you could actually put the number at the end. Okay, normally we put this number at the front, don't we? But this means the same thing. It means 6 lots of x plus 6 lots of y. And if we just tidy that up, we're going to get 6x plus 6y. What happens if there's more than 2 terms inside the brackets? Well, it actually doesn't matter. We're going to do 3 lots of a, and then 3 lots of b, and then 3 lots of 2. Like this. And then we're going to tidy it up. So this is going to become 3a plus 3b plus 6. How about this one? 2 times 3x plus 2 times 2y plus 2 times z. Okay, so write it out systematically and then tidy up each term. Don't rush it. 2 3s are 6x plus 2 2s are 4y plus 2z. There's our answer. Now that brings us to the end of this series of videos for Year 7 Algebra. Make sure that you practice the skills. You can watch the videos as many times as you need to. Once you're feeling confident, you might like to continue on with Year 8 Algebra.